I'm coming in hot, Chinchy, on a Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday today. You know, I find myself, especially when the weather gets nice, wondering what day it is, and I think that's healthy. When you don't know what day it is, that's very healthy.
It's the truth, dude. That's the truth. That is the truth. That means you're living one day at a time. I'm looking outside, dude. When you're in the big leagues too, you never know what day it is.
Isn't that funny?
Every day is a Saturday. You know, it's just you literally don't know what day it is. You don't know which way's up, which way's down. You're like, oh, what time's the game? 7:05. Wago.
It's funny you say that. Back in the day, this was 6 or 7 years ago. But it was me and Romebeck, and we were in the bullpen at the network, and Smoltz walked in, and obviously John Smoltz is one of the biggest golf fans and golf players in the world. He's probably played more golf than freaking Tiger Woods. But he comes out, and Romebeck was like, "Hey man, you ready for the Masters finals today?" He goes, "Oh, that's today." And we were like, "What are you talking about? You're the biggest golf guy in the world." He goes, "I've never seen the Masters. I've been playing baseball every Sunday for the last 33 years. I haven't actually watched a Masters in my life." He's like, "So maybe I'll watch it today." And we were like, "Holy cow!" And then you don't think about it, like
it's true, dude. And all July 4th, Memorial Day, Labor Day. You're not at the picnics. You're playing.
Yeah. Well, that's like it's working in sports is the same way. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go home every weekend. No, you're not. When do you watch sports? On nights and weekends.
Yeah, you're gonna be. No, you're not. You're gonna be home at 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Driving over the GW Bridge at 125 miles per hour in a Jeep Wrangler that's tilting, almost falling off the thing.
Are you going to the top of the bridge or the bottom of the bridge? Where the hell are we going?
Yeah. That's my 3 a.m. on a
Dude,
Saturday.
I got a great story before we get going. My son Andrew's in Sorrento, Italy, right? And I'm like,
wow.
And I was having to talk to him yesterday because in Breakthrough Pro, one of the things we talk about is the stories we tell ourselves, where your thoughts go. Like, what trains are you jumping on? Quit jumping on every train. You have 60,000 thoughts a day. Have awareness of what you're thinking, and have we teach a technique where you can stop those thoughts. So we were kind of going down that road of talking. He goes, "Dad," he goes, "speaking of getting on trains," he goes, I go, "Oh, I gotta hear this one." He's like, so he's in Sorrento, Italy, bro, right off the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, beautiful.
He's doing marketing for a boat cruise tour, which is incredible. So this is how he got his assignment. They go, "Okay, first they're like, okay, can you take pictures?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can you swim?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, you're the photographer."
That's so great.
So Andrew's the photographer for this boat tour cruise. So he's at work. He's at work the other day. Shuttle picks him up, drives him like 20 minutes to where he has to go because obviously no car, everybody walks. So he does this thing, takes some pictures, jumps in the water, blah, blah. Well, that day, whatever, he misses the shuttle.
Oh,
and the shuttle's not coming back for you, I guess, because it's a 25-minute ride, whatever, where he is. So so he goes to the guy. He's like, "Hey, is there another shuttle coming back?" He's like, "No, man, you missed the shuttle. You got to grab the bus."
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he's like, "Okay." Well, dude, I think Andrew rode the bus one time from Dayton home, like his freshman year. Yeah. Like, it was dicey, but it was probably even, it's Italy. He's in Sorrento, Italy. So anyway, this guy ends up missing the bus that comes, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and now it's like later. So he's like, "Dad, I just want to go home." He's like, so he says to the guy, this is so funny. We always talk about, no one's exonerated from the uncertainty of life at times.
Yes.
So he goes to the guy, goes, "Well, you missed the bus. When's the next bus?" And the guy's like, 30 minutes from now. He goes, and Andrew's like, "I want to go home. I want to go home. I just want to go home. I'm not waiting 30 minutes. And the guy from Italy's like, "I don't know what to tell you, dude. The shuttle didn't grab you and you missed the bus." So Andrew, being the, 21-year-old, just, learning life, I always say you can't teach experience. Chinch, another bus comes 3 minutes later.
Oh my God.
Goes, "I'm getting on that bus."
Oh, no. Where did it go?
The story's going, dude.
Where did it go?
So he jumps on the bus, bro.
He wound up in Sicily.
20 minutes later, he realizes.
No.
And thank God for Sarah, because Sarah is an international, traveling.
I get it.
She tells him to download Google Maps. She's like, you might need Google Maps. So he's on this bus. He pulls up Google Maps. She's like, "I'm going the exact opposite." So he's going north, bro, up the mountain.
Oh, no.
He's south. And dude, now listen. It's 7:30 now. It's like, and he looks at his phone. He's got 20% battery.
Oh, goodness, that stresses me out.
He goes about 25 more minutes, and he's like, whatever stop he gets off. So now he's at the top of the mountain. He said there's a lot of like poor huts. There's just like, he's in his like collared shirt, looks like, thank God he's a big dude. He's got his dress shoes on, dude. So he's like, He goes, Dad, he goes, I just thought of you saying, hey, listen, speed is a force. You got to take action at some point. So he's like, it's 7:20. I have 20% battery.
Oh my goodness.
I have no idea where I'm at. I'm in Italy. So he's like, I really started getting scared. He's like, now I'm starting to get scared. He's like, so dude, there's no sidewalks in Italy too. So like, if you start walking, you're on the road. And also they're driving on the other side of the road. So I'm a mess when I take a walk in here in Upper St. Clair, let alone. So dude, he's like, I go, what'd you do? He goes, I pulled up Google Maps and I just started walking. So I go, oh my God. So dude, because he has no money. He has no money. He doesn't know anybody. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to ask you at the end what you would have done. So he starts walking, dude. And he said he's going through neighborhoods, back roads. The Google Maps is taking him.
Oh my.
It takes him almost 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
He makes it home, bro. He has 3% battery left. But he makes it home walking the streets in Sorrento. He wasn't even in Sorrento anymore. I don't know where he was. I don't know where he was.
Does he parlay Italiano? Does he speak Italian?
Yeah. No, dude. He has that he has an app.
Goodness.
But, I mean, what would you have done, Chinch?
I've been in multiple situations like this in my life. I have to admit it. Like I've been that dumb guy. I'm sure you have too. Like where it's just
I have. I've
been
there. I've been there too.
I've gone down the wrong path and wound up in a place where I don't know how I'm going to get out of.
Yeah.
I guess I would have started walking too.
Yeah. What else?
You're not going to hitchhike in another country and get your arms cut off. He was in a spot
where everyone spoke Italian. You know, that sometimes like, hey, listen, this is an American area like Sorrento is. Like,
Holy
I think
moly.
where he was dropped off was like, it was Italian. Only Italian.
Boy, oh boy.
But good for him for figuring it out, dude.
He got home. Thank goodness.
Yeah, talk about running for the storm.
That is dangerous.
That's my story for the day.
That's a good story. All right, I'm glad he's
safe.
Don't
just jump on any bus. And don't just jump on any thought. Let's go.
That's great.
Start having awareness of what bus you're getting on and what thought you're jumping on.
Oh, you got to bring that into the your Breakthrough Pro stuff. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, I was good. Yeah, I am. I brought it in. I was going to bring it in this week, but we had so much goodness we couldn't get it all in. So next week.
Yeah. All right, one more nice thing. Let's do this. Our boy Fernando. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Your last name wrong. It's Paviones, I believe. Poviones. I think that's what his last name is. Nice. But he's a fan. Was listening to the show yesterday when we were doing that fun thing when we were going over your stats.
Right.
And you mentioned 197 hits that one year. So Fernando asks, nice podcast, guys. Thank you, Fernando. Question to case. What do you think was the difference that season you had 197 hits? Is there anything that you did to feel that season differently?
You know, that's a great question. One thing I realized when I look back at the best years that I had in the big leagues, I was very aggressive with my mentality. Like I was first pitch swinging. I was hunting you instead of like sometimes you start backing up like, oh man, just gotta put the ball in play, or you're 2 strikes more than you would like, and you're defensive. Like I remember that year being more aggressive mentally. Obviously, in my mind, I was still in a relaxed state, but I do remember in that year I had 197 hits, just being more aggressive. My mentality from day one was like, I'm not being scared of anything. I'm ready. I'm going to use failure as information, and I'm coming for you. And that's the year I was hitting 371 at the break.
Wow.
371 at the All-Star break. And dude, here's a great story. I remember being in the training room. It was me. So think about these guys during 1999. Me, Mark McGuire, Tony Gwynn, Barry Larkin, and Luis Gonzalez, and Jeff Bagwell. Dude, this is the conversation. And I believe I had this on video, which is incredible because I had my video camera in there. Someone videoed it. So Luis Gonzalez, and obviously it's my second year in the big leagues, really kind of my first full year. I'm leading the league in hits at the break. I got 122 hits. So I got 122 hits. I'm hitting 371. And Luis Gonzalez is like, he says in front of everybody, he's like, hey, Case, he's like, how many hits you got, man? He's like, 122 hits. He's like, wow, you're leading the league, right? I go, yeah. He goes, how many infield hits you have? I go, 0. And he goes, now that's raking.
That's a great point. That's such a great point. I remember one day. That's so good. I remember one day when I was working with Millar and we were pulling up his stats, and I brought up in this 2001 season he hit. I got it here. 314 with 20 homers, 85 ribbies, 39 doubles, and he only struck out 70 times. And I'm like, dude, what what did that feel like? And he's like, dude, I felt like I was the greatest baseball player that ever lived every day. And he's like, when the season ended, I almost started crying because I have never been more confident in playing baseball in my life. And he's like, it was just the greatest like season. I didn't want it to end. Like, you probably didn't want that season to end, dude. In 99.
Oh, dude, I wanted it to keep going. You don't understand. I think my best year was 2004, bro. I think that was my best year. I don't know if I went 2 days in a row without a hit.
Holy moly.
And I also, I won't say it. You say it. Okay. Look up 2004 stats. Look at my strikeouts compared to my doubles.
Sean Casey in 2004.
This is how I know I was ranking.
Holy Stromboli, dude.
Yeah.
You had 36 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And 44 doubles.
Yeah.
24 homers, too, by
24
the way.
homers. I only had 12 less. I had 12 more strikeouts than my homers.
Holy cow, dude. You never struck out, man.
But dude, I hated striking out. I don't know how these guys strike out 200 times. Like, I would die before I struck out 200 times. I didn't ever struck out 100 times in a year.
No.
The most I ever struck out was 99. The year I had 197 hits, I struck out 80 times or something. 80 times.
Yeah, dude. 80 is the most you ever had.
And that was bothering me. That was bothering me bad.
Holy
when I struck out 80 times.
Dude, in 99, you had a 399 on-base percentage. You almost had a 400 on-base percentage. You had a lot of 99s. You had a lot
Dude,
of,
I had 99 ribbies twice.
That's the same year. Same year you had 399 on-base percentage. You had 99 RBIs. And then
I know. Gosh dang it.
Then in 2004, that year you're talking
99
about.
ribbies again.
99 ribbies,
and dude, in that year, think about how I was raking in 94. I went on the DL for 15 days. And, okay, so on the DL for 15 days, with 11 games to go, I had 99 ribbies. So I'd been on the DL and Ryan Friel, God rest your soul, Friel, he was our leadoff guy, and he was the guy that was scoring runs. Dude, I think I had one RBI opportunity in the last 11 games. And, like, I started falling apart because I started trying to go deep. Yeah. And when you do that, your swing falls apart. So I ended up with 99 ribbies with 11 games to go in 2004.
Yeah,
so pissed.
There was a year Jeter, when he got to, like, 19 home runs, he went into the worst slump in the last, like, 3 weeks of the season. He was trying to hit a home run. Derek Jeter wasn't a home run hitter. It's just
that's
weird.
The mental part of the game where you're like, no, just stick with your approach. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But just keep the process going. Yeah. As opposed to, like, get the results. I need one more RBI, one more hit. No, you don't. You just need to go hit the ball hard somewhere.
You know who has a good process? Shohei Ohtani.
You think?
Dude, 2 dingers, 20th inning, 12th inning game winner on a road with him.
He walked it off?
Dude, bat flip. He went into the upper deck almost, it was like literally, did you see this? You can pull it up.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Dude, look.
Against Texas, too.
Yes, look where this ball goes. You tell me if this guy's human or if he's a robot.
Wait. This is his 19th. Let me see what's his.
Oh, yeah, the one on the 19th. The 19th is a fucking
the 19th one that goes.
It went upper
left center. Dude, it goes left center, second deck on a line, bro.
Yeah, and then his not walk-off, but his game winner was Oppo, like fully Oppo. He's a freak, dude.
But the reason he's so good, brother, is that his bat path is in the zone so long. So he can drive the ball to left center because he's kind of leaking a little bit, but so his body's kind of, but his barrel is still, it was like Ichiro. Swear.
I was just thinking Ichiro. Yeah, Ichiro would pull off, but he wasn't pulling off, right?
But he wasn't pulling off. No,
he's
still
zone.
Dude, and that's why they're so good at going the other way, because their hands are still alive. The great hitters keep their hands alive. What happens is the bad hitters, they leak front shoulder, leak around the ball, and they're like a middle in guy. Shohei could take that pitch middle in, and he can manipulate his body, get inside it, and drive it freaking to left center, way back. It's incredible, dude. It's such a gift. And I know guys, obviously, they're on the Angels, and we were talking about Brandon Guyer, but this guy hits all the time. Repetition, talking about, I always say intentional repetition is the mother of skill. I mean, at the end of the day, he hits all the time. So, like, it's just incredible how he can manipulate the swing to do what it does.
It's unbelievable. And by the way, he's still pitching pretty well. He's had a couple of rough starts, but he's got like a 3.30 ERA, dude. Like, he's freaking. Dude. He's a freak.
Don't you think we expect so much now from this guy?
We do. We expect so much from him, and I love watching him, dude. It's fun. Yeah. You know what? Let's stay there, and then we got one more story after this. But All-Star Ballot standings are out. I thought we would do a little exercise where we can say, are the fans getting it right so far?
Okay.
So I got the ballot up. Let me make sure I got the baseball reference up too. in case you call for some wacky stats. All right, ready? American League. First base leading is Vlad Jr., 2 is Yandy Diaz, and 3 is Anthony Rizzo. Are we right so far?
I think Yandy Diaz has got Vlad. Am I wrong by saying that? What are the numbers there?
Let's go here.
That just pops into my head right away. I mean, Yandy's having a ridiculous year, too.
Yandy Diaz is
hitting 308, and I believe he's got some damage, too.
308, 12 bombs, 34 ribbies.
What's Vlad got?
I'll get you there now.
942 OPS.
Who's got the 942 OPS?
Yandy.
Oh, okay. Gotta get the junior here. He is hitting 283 with 9 and 40. I think you're right. I think his numbers are a little better.
What's his OPS?
OPS. You love OPS now. 800. So, okay. So you think Diaz is a little more deserving.
800 OPS. Yeah, Diaz have 940.
Yeah.
So Yandy, I think they gotten that wrong.
Second base, I think this is correct. They have Marcus Semien 1, Altuve 2, Whit Merrifield 3, Glaber 4.
No, they
not
got
even
that right.
close.
Simmons having an incredible year, 25-game hitting streak or whatever. He's the best.
He's awesome. And by the way, you move to second base. It's hard to be a shortstop and give up that position in that league, and he did it, and he's awesome, and we love him for it.
Him and Seager are legit.
Yep. Third base, Matt Chapman 1, Jung from the Rangers 2, Devers 3. Chapman's having a pretty good year, isn't he?
Chapman's having a nice year. Off to a super hot start, and he's cooled off a little bit. Young has been really good too. Who's the third?
Devers.
He's driving in runs, but he's hitting 240.
Yeah, all right. So I think we're in decent shape there.
I think they got that right.
Yeah. Man, you would think you give Anthony Rendon that big, huge contract, and it's just not the same guy, man.
Whoa.
Shoot.
That's going to go down as one of the worst if he doesn't figure it out.
Shortstop, Bo Bichette. I think we locked that in right now, right? Then Corey Seager and Wander Franco, but Bichette's...
Corey Seager's been hurt a lot of the year. Bo Bichette's been doing it all year. Wander Franco's been good. Bo Bichette's... They got that right.
Yeah.
He's having a great year.
Outfield, 1, 2, 3 in this order. Judge, Trout, Yordan Alvarez. I think...
Yes, they got that right. I don't even need to know who anyone else is.
Hey, guess who's leading a catcher, dude? Rushman.
Wow, dude, I like that.
I like that too.
But Jonah Heim's having a pretty nice year for the Rangers too.
And Sal Perez is actually having a quietly very good year, as he does every freaking year.
Trout's not really having that great of a year. He's
for him
255. 831 OPS. I mean, it's not a Trout-like year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now,
got 14 bombs, 37 ribbies, which is nice. But you just expect more. But he is. You watch him get on fire here soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can never go wrong with Judge Trout and Alvarez.
No. Plus, when you were a kid, did you like seeing the best players start, even though they didn't have the best numbers, or did you like seeing a guy start who was having like a career year? I think the fans technically
I like seeing the best players. I like seeing the popular player story.
I know.
But as a player, I must admit, I'm like, hey.
You want to make it.
You want to, At
least make it.
I got voted in 2004 by the players. I was hitting 355 at the break.
Really?
I told you those 2 years, 9904. That meant a ton to me. If you're getting voted in by somebody, if you're getting voted in by the players or the fans, it's nice when the players vote you in. You're like, man, that's pretty cool that they. They think you're the guy.
That's great. Designated hitter Shohei Ohtani, wipe score, done deal, no questions out. Although Brandon Belt's in there, Robbie Grossman, but no, Shohei's your DH, and he should start. He should DH and start every All-Star game for the next 13 years.
100%.
As far as I'm concerned. Let's save the NL for tomorrow, because we have a whole other story we want to talk about. So,
all right, perfect, dude. That sounds
tomorrow
great.
We'll do the NL. The really fun stuff happened between the D-backs and the Phillies last night, right? Torey Lovullo gets really fired up. Walk us through this, and then we can walk around. The sound bites after the game were more exciting, actually, than than the benches clearing. So.
Yeah. Well, Torey, dude, is one of the. I played with Torey in the minor leagues when I was with the Indians, and I know him very well. He's a friend of mine. He's just an incredible guy, incredible baseball guy. Gets it, old school. He's not coming out of the dugout for nothing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And Corbin Carroll's the hottest hitter on the planet right now. He's hitting home runs. He's getting 3 hits a night, and he had been hit twice last night in the game, right? And I think he was like, and I think that the one that Lovullo came out for, I think was up and in. Or something
it was in that scary place, a little more.
Yeah, and then Torey came out to basically be like, "What's going on here?" Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, he's been hit twice. And, he's saying to the umpire, and I guess the umpire said to him, like, hey, listen, you got to get out of here. I'm going to run you. And he's like, well, I'm not leaving. So he's like, you're out of here. But I think what was great was when Torrey told Real Muto, hey, listen, I would do it for you.
Yeah.
I'd be out here for you. And I love Real Muto. Do you have the quotes, Chinch, or what?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Well, a couple things about it. First of all, like, perception is not always reality, because if you watched it, it looked like Lovullo was poking a bear and pointing in Real Muto's face like, you're a scumbag, you're a scumbag. When you go back to it, hold on, let me pull up the exact quote.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Real Muto said, I think it looked a little worse on video than it actually was. He goes, because he wasn't challenging me at all. He wasn't saying anything derogatory. He was just backing his player up. At one point he was saying, I would do the same for you. If you were on my team, I'd back you up too. And pointing at my chest. It looked like he was saying something bad to me, but he really wasn't. He was defending his player.
I love that. I love that he said that out loud. Like, hey, don't worry about it. This is just baseball, and this is what happened. And I understand what he was doing. He understands why I was mad at him. And it's baseball. Like, I love it. That's where I wish they could police themselves a little more. I wish they were allowed to police themselves a little bit more in this game.
Yeah,
like they did when you played.
Yeah, I love Real Muto's response.
So cool. Such a
like,
stud.
have a feel, dude. Like, you know when a guy's coming out and they're doing the right thing for their player, for the game, and you would want the same for them. So you don't need to get all jacked up because he's out there. I thought Real Muto's comment was great, and Real Muto ended up hitting for the cycle.
Yeah.
Too, so,
I wonder if he went 0 for 4. If he went 0 for 4 with 4 Ks, maybe that argument would have been a little bit different. But he's like, wait, I'm 3 for 3 right now. I'm not getting kicked out of this game. I got a chance at the cycle, and pat Torrey Lovullo on the back and hug him before.
Yeah. But dude, the D-backs end up winning that game 9-8.
They are
good, man. They are
fuego.
They're a legit team, dude. And Corbin Carroll's going to be a star.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of,
you think that $111 million contract they signed or whatever for him is going to look good?
Forget about it. Hey,
that was smart.
Speaking of, this is a great lesson in how baseball is different than all the other sports. You know who has the longest win streak in the big leagues right now?
The Marlins?
Nope. The Oakland Athletics have won 6 games in a row. So here's 6.
Wow, good for them.
And they had lost 4 in a row before that. So they're 6-4 in their last 10. So it looks like they still suck. But it just goes to show you that on any single given day, you can lose a baseball game, no matter how good your team is.
Dude, these guys are big leaguers. They're like the best in the world. I don't care who you are. These guys are the best in the world. If you're not on your game, they'll beat you.
Isn't that unbelievable? I saw that today, and I was like, whoa. I think it's actually the longest streak of the year by any team. It's 6 by the Oakland A's. Imagine all of a sudden they're like thinking like, it's like the Cleveland Indians in what's the movie? Shoot. What the hell is it?
Major League.
Major League. Jeez. What's wrong?
Dude, so I want to go stay there because I said the Marlins, but do you know what the Marlins record is without looking?
No.
37-30, dude. They're 7 games above 500. Like 37-30, 3.5 back of the Braves. You think the Braves are the best team? They're running away with it. That's not true.
3.5 games.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Dude, Luis Ariz has changed that. I mean, obviously Jorge Soler's raking again. Jesus Sanchez in the middle of that lineup, he's raking, and Luis Ariz, dude, has just been incredible.
How about this? This is the exact same thing on the other side of the league. Can you say right now what the Orioles' record is without looking?
I want to say they're 39-28?
41-24.
Right.
And if you think the Rays right now are the best team in the American League, possibly, Orioles are only 5 games behind them. The Yankees are 38-29, and they're 9 games out in that division, and they're 4 games behind the Orioles, who are in second place. That's Rays and the Orioles, American League East kingpins right now. That is so cool. That's so
incredible.
Cool.
That is incredible, man.
God.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Fun. Let me ask you this question. Well, you were always in the Central for the most part, and the Central is always the weirdest divisions.
I know.
In baseball.
Why are the Central?
I don't know, but like if you're the Red Sox and you're 33-34, you're 14 games out of your division, and then you look in the AL Central, you would be a half game out of first place, dude.
I know, dude. That's why it's painful.
It's unbelievable. Like,
that's why it's painful.
Mariners 32-33, 9 games out in the AL West. They'd be a half game out of first place in the AL Central.
Incredible.
Like, what is it? Why is it the Central? Is it the market? Is it like they don't get to pay players as much?
I mean, there's a lot of mid-market teams in there. Minnesota, Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know, the only one that's not is the White Sox. Detroit and Kansas City. A lot of mid-market teams, you know?
Yeah. Wow. How about the Cardinals right now, dude? 27-40. That's like
They're 2-8 in their last 10. Dude, they're Arenado and Gorman are like, I think they're 3-4 in RBIs in the league.
Yeah.
It's just, I think their pitching has been atrocious.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Reds hanging in there, bro. 3.5 games out.
Dude, they won last. They're creeping. They won 3 in a row. They're 3 under 500, dude. They're coming out, and it's that vibe, dude. It's like that '99 team when we had Pokey Reese, Dimitri, me, Aaron Boone, but then you had like Mike Cameron. We were all 25. Then you got Larkin and Greg Vaughn and Pete Harnish and Denny Nagel. You know, like when you look at that team, you look at that mix, and you're like, oh man, there's some young studs here.
Yeah.
That are coming. It's just it's incredible.
Ooh,
and they got more in the like we talked about the other day. They got more in the minors coming. So the Reds are sitting pretty good. And that Andrew Abbott, bro, that lefty, from University of Virginia, was their first round pick. I think a couple years ago, first or second round. He's legit.
Yes,
they have some legit starters.
I'm on the Cincinnati Inquirer.com right now. Gordon Wittenmeyer, who's a great writer. Yeah. He's got a suggestion. If you're still hanging in there towards a trade deadline, why not bring Aroldis Chapman back to get into your bullpen?
I like that. And he's throwing
a billion. He figured it out. I mean, he's had a little ups and downs, but he's always has ups and downs. But
bring him back, dude. Why not?
Bring him back, because they have such a good mix right now with the kids and with the kind of vets on that team. It's fun.
Dude, I never forget when Aroldis Chapman was with the Reds. I came up. I was at a game one day, and he was like by the cage, and I walked up to him to say hi. And Mark Berry, who was the third base coach, was like, who was my one of my favorite coaches I've ever had, looked at me and goes, Case, don't even do it. He speaks zero English. I'm like, all right. At the time, I think it was his first year with the Reds. I walked up, I was about to get, hey, what's going on? Case, don't do it. He doesn't speak any English.
I'll never forget Pedro Martinez told me when he got to Canada, not even America, when he was with the Expos, he stayed with his family, who like he considers family to this day. But he goes, I didn't speak a word of English, and he's like, they had like a 9-year-old kid, and he's like, and I would just sit there and we would just play video games all day between games because I had nobody to talk to and I didn't know what to say to anybody. And he was in Canada, speaking Spanish, not even English.
Dude, it's even worse.
But he learned from that family how to speak English. And by the way, it's amazing. God, these guys, some of these guys are so brilliant. Him and Carlos have way better vocabularies than I will ever have. And I had a double major in English and comparative literature from Columbia University. But I've told them all the time, I'm like, how do you speak so eloquently and know words that I don't even know yet? And this is your second language. It's amazing. It's incredible. Some of those guys.
It's incredible. And think about those guys. I remember in Watertown, New York, and low A ball, these guys, thank goodness at that point they have each other because, they don't speak any English. And it's
tough, man. Dude, you're leaving your whole family to come play a sport.
When we opened up in Japan in 2008, when I was with the Red Sox, I was kind of like, get me out of here, man. I feel like I'm on Mars. I don't understand anything except when I get to the park. So for those guys to come over and spend a whole summer away from home, away from their moms and dads, away from their families, with speaking no English, that's a tough one.
Well, that's a full circle lesson for the day. Don't get on the bus, man, because your son had to deal with that exact same situation the other day.
It's like Andrew Casey, baby, getting on the wrong bus. Let's
Andrew
go.
Casey not speaking a word. The native
you're walking
tongue.
2 hours on the streets with Google Maps and your phone's down to 3%. You're about to take a dump in your pants.
Oh my God, terrifying. All right, well, I'm glad he made it out of there. So tomorrow we have a little teaser. We're going to do the NL All-Star ballots and see if they're getting it right or not.
Yes, awesome.
All
right,
cool.
brother. We love you, man. Great day, great seeing you today and talking with you, and everyone out there. Thanks for listening. We're looking forward to seeing you. Mañana. See, I know some Spanish.
Great ending.